Hello again, and welcome back to another YouTube video. I am on maternity leave for the second time with our second daughter, Marnie, and I started YouTube up during my maternity leave with Hallie, but it was as I was basically going back to work, and being completely transparent, I just didn't put enough time or effort into it when I went back to work, and not because I want to gain anything from it, but just because I really enjoyed it. So I've sort of had a bit of a chat to myself and said I'm going to start up again, and I'm just going to film everything that we get up to on maternity leave, really, anything that's going on with us. So welcome back to another video. It is a Monday morning and I have just dropped Hallie off to nursery. I've got Marnie in the back, who hopefully should be falling back to sleep. And today is a really big and exciting week for us. So at the start, well, springtime this year, we started a single story extension on our house. Internally it's there or thereabouts done, but externally it made us realise that the garden that we had just wasn't nice and it wasn't suitable for the girls. So we've made the decision to push ourselves a little bit more and get the garden done for the girls. So the garden works actually start today. The house was rendered at the weekend, so that's done. That now takes 2 to 3 weeks to dry properly and full, but the garden works start this weekend. Start today. They should be finished by Wednesday evening. I will insert a before of the garden and just explain a little bit about what we're doing, but the main thing is we are getting rid of the turf and we're actually putting astro down. So I'm really excited for that, really excited for that. More than anything, it just means that even in the autumn winter, when it is a bit cold and it is a bit wet, Hallie can still wrap up and she can still play outside. So yeah, I'm just driving back from nursery now to meet the gardeners. I've not met them yet. Josh has been dealing with them, but he is at work today. I'm really sorry about how wobbly this camera is. I need to fix that. Gonna meet the gardeners, and then I'm very much gonna leave them to it, and I am gonna go out for the morning and report back with their progress later on today. So welcome back to another video. If you clicked on this link after the 3 or 4 times that I've stopped and started this channel, I really do appreciate it, and hopefully I can start getting back in the swing of things. So this is the start of our garden. As you can see, the grass is absolutely ruined for a multitude of reasons, really. We put it down in November 2022 because we'd had a dog at the time, and obviously being down in November, having a dog, we needed it down in November so that we could let him out to go to the toilet, but obviously it's ruined. But we've got someone coming today to put astro here, gravel around the edge borders, and hopefully by Wednesday, which is when they plan to be finished, we will also have a little patio here that goes out to the gate and a step to the house. But hopefully by Wednesday, when they're finished, it will look completely different. Obviously I need to tidy the toys up and clean the decking. I need to get rid of these lights. I've taken them down but I haven't done anything with them. So yes, the garden transformation is pending. I don't know if anybody else has it. Possibly not, because you possibly don't have a kitchen as tiny as mine. And when I say tiny, I do mean tiny, because I can walk from one side to the other in 4 steps. So I have a tiny kitchen, and I'm not necessarily someone that likes stuff on the sides, but with a tiny kitchen comes little to no cupboard space. So we have stuff on the sides, which is fine, but everything's open plan. So when you're in the living area, particularly of an evening, and you just want to unwind and you just want to relax, all you can see is the kitchen. And with having a newborn where everything needs to be washed and sterilised, for a start, there is always, there is something on the draining board, always. There's always some sort of bottle or formula pod or something on the draining board that needs to be dried and put away. But also we just have so many appliances, and they're all quite faddy, I won't lie. So at the minute we're really trying to be a bit more healthier, because since being on maternity leave, or since having had Marnie, everything's just gone out the window. We've been great in terms of evening meals. They've always been really, really good. But for breakfast and lunches and at a weekend, both Josh and I just let it all go down the pan. So we're trying to be better. So we bought a smoothie maker, and I will make a smoothie in a minute because I haven't had one yet today. But that's on the side, and it is huge. I think it's huge. Here, it just feels massive, and it's quite wide. So we have a little under counter cupboard that's genuinely like this wide, and our old smoothie maker used to fit in it, but this one doesn't, so now it just sits on the side. Not only that, Josh has got all his protein stuff just sat on the side because we've got no room for it. We've got a coffee maker and a kettle on the side. It's just quite a lot, and typically once we've washed and sterilised the bottles, we leave them on the side to air dry as well, so they don't go mouldy. So there's just always stuff on the side, is what I'm getting at, and I find it really hard because I absolutely hate stuff on the sides. Part of me knows it's because we've still got works going on, so the house isn't fully sorted yet. Like, I don't know if you can see, our dishwasher door isn't yet on. We've got it, it's here, we just haven't got round to having it put on yet. So yeah, the house is in a bit of uproar. The gardeners have just left, so I'll show you an update in a minute. But yeah, I'm struggling with the mess. And I really did forget how much mess a newborn comes with, because there's just always stuff out. Like, we haven't had nappies out for years, but now we've got nappies out. Not as in out on the side, but a caddy on the side. The bottles are back on the side again. The tubs of formula are back on the side again, or like they're on the side ready to go to the recycling again. So yeah, I'm struggling with the mess, but I've done a quick tidy around, as you've just seen. Gonna pop Marnie down for a nap. Hopefully she has quite a good nap. I'll give you an update on the garden, and then by the time she wakes up, we're into the evening routine. So yeah, just struggling with some of the newbornness, shall we say, and the mess that they come with, but first world problems. So I have got this on 0.5, just so you can see the whole view. But yeah, they've obviously removed the turf, dug it down today, created the border that we're going to have around the edge of the turf, and then tomorrow they have said it will be finished, so they're going to level it off, lay the sand and hardcore or type 1 or whatever they're going to be laying, I don't even know, and then they're going to pop the turf down, and then they're going to do the gravel around the edge. This is level, but there's just stone piled up against the door so it doesn't look level. But yeah, they've made really good progress today, so I'm looking forward to seeing it finished tomorrow. And then I just need to get something to clean the deck with. I still need to get rid of those lights, but as you can see, like, there's just dirt everywhere, so I could do with getting something to clean the decking with. But yeah, they've made really good progress for day one, and the fact that it's going to be finished tomorrow is incredible. They've also already got rid of all of the dirt that was on the driveway that they dug out. Someone came and collected that at 3 o'clock today, and they've washed the driveway down. So honestly, really, really, really cannot fault these guys at all. They have done an incredible job, and so quickly as well. So yes, very nearly there. There are two things that you cannot tell from this part of the video. Number one being the fact that I'm a woman that put my toothbrush on charge last night, only not to turn the plug on. So I need to re-put my toothbrush on charge today, which is a little bit annoying, but never mind. And number two is the fact that it has genuinely been about 2 weeks since I last picked up the camera. And the reason for that being that in the midst of showing you everything that was going on in the garden, I actually ended up in hospital for 36 hours, not very long at all, which I won't go into too much detail for. You can Google it for yourself, with retained placenta or retained products, whichever way you want to look at it. So that was a nice ordeal for me, and I ended up quite poorly from it afterwards. Quite lightheaded, quite faint. So yeah, I've just been getting over that, and I think it took like it must be 3 weeks now actually, because I think it took 2 weeks for me to get over everything. So I think we're on 3 weeks now since the last video, so I take it back. But yes, I'm going to just pick out where I left off, and I'm just going to get this video up as soon as possible so I can carry on with another video. So I'm going to go downstairs in a minute and show you the garden. It isn't tidy because we have since been using it. But it is finished, and it does look, oh, just so much better. I'm hoping you guys will be able to tell because I put all the video clips in beforehand. But yeah, it just looks so much better, and Hallie has absolutely loved it. We've got a really funky sandpit. I asked some friends online what sort of sandpit they had for their little ones. They sent me their recommendations, and fun fact, I ordered it, it was delivered, and I was telling Ellie about it, only to find out that Ellie's ordered the same one. So I'm hoping it'll be good. I'm hoping it'll be really, really good. So yeah, we'll go downstairs in a minute. We will have a look at the garden, and then I will just update you on some other toddler mum, mother of a newborn things that have been going on, because we've had some big changes in the last couple of weeks. And again, I don't know if I've already mentioned these because this video has been so dragged out. So if I have and I'm repeating myself, feel free to skip that part of the video. But yeah, and then I'll probably bring the video to a bit of a close and try and get some order in for next time, and do something a bit more exciting in my garden. But the garden's done. We've still got August and September left to hopefully enjoy the sunshine with it. But if not, because we've gone for AstroTurf, again, I don't know if I've already said this, it means the girls can go out there in all weather. They can put on puddle suits, they can put on wellies, and they can just go out, and there won't be any mess brought into the house because there is no mud or there is no wet grass being clogged in. So really, 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 really pleased. I've put a reel up on my Instagram and on my TikTok of the whole transformation. So if it isn't very clear in this, please go and watch that, because honestly, I'm really sick and tired of the works being done on our house. It is the middle of August now and the work started at the beginning of March. But to see that transformation really did make it worthwhile. So yes, let's go and have a look. I mean, I said the garden was a mess, but it isn't actually as bad as what I thought it was going to be. So we were really, really lucky as well. Josh's client actually was getting rid of this little sofa set, and she very kindly said that we could have it and put it towards a good home, so we massively appreciate her for that. This is her little sandpit, and the top of this sandpit actually goes up and down, so when it starts to rain you can bring it down and close the sandpit off so that the sand doesn't get wet, which I thought was fab. And it was actually on offer £120 down to £59.99, so that was great. And then this is the finished works. Please excuse the washing and the fact that Hallie's swim life vest is hung up to dry on the electrical wire. Probably shouldn't be hung up there, but never mind. And it's just so much better for her. Like, the grass is always clean, it doesn't come off. She's got all of her toys out here that she can use. She's got her water table, her mud kitchen, her bikes and scooters. Honestly, we could not be happier with the works that have been done. And yeah, we're just going to make so much more use of it. Again, please excuse that washing. But yeah, we're just dead happy, dead chuffed. Me and Josh have actually been out here eating our dinner. So the girls go to bed quite early. If you know us, you know that we're very routined with the girls and with bedtimes. So they've been going to bed quite early, like 6:30, 7, and then we have our dinner, and we actually have been eating it out on this furniture. And the weather has been so lovely that it's just been really nice just to come out here, the two of us. And we normally talk all of our life problems out here, but we just come and we chill and we eat outside, and it's been really lovely. Josh has also got a couple of chairs, single chairs, same rattan style, coming, just because we felt if we were hosting people, whether it be my parents, Josh's parents, friends, etc., there isn't really a lot of seating space. And given the fact that this was free, we thought we could spend a little bit of money on getting some other bits. So we've got a couple of chairs and another little coffee table coming, so that hopefully if we do have people here, we can just sit outside and the girls can play and we can have a cup of tea or maybe a barbecue or something. But honestly, we are so pleased with everything that we have done out here. We've got some lights coming, so the life vest will not be being hung on the electrical wire anymore. So we've got lights coming here. We've also got a door to our driveway just here, and there is a light going out there as well. So yeah, we're nearly there, and I just feel like it's been the perfect end to summer because we have actually been out here and been able to use the space, which has been amazing. Let me tell you, I've been talking for about 3 minutes before I realised that I hadn't pressed record. So let's start all that again. A couple of big updates with us. So I don't know if I mentioned it, but about maybe like 3 weeks ago, Hallie just decided she didn't want to wear a nappy anymore. It was on a random Sunday and she just didn't want it on. And because we were at home, I was like, yeah, fine, whatever. Do whatever you need to do. And when I tell you she just took to it, I think both Josh and I were absolutely gobsmacked, because I've tried potty training before, and Josh was right, she wasn't remotely ready for it. Whereas she genuinely had 2 accidents on that Sunday. She hasn't had a single accident at home since. She's had a handful of accidents at nursery where they have said it's just from being distracted. She's just playing and she's so engrossed in what she's doing that she completely forgets to ask to go to the toilet. And on one occasion, she'd asked to go, but just didn't get there in time. So they were like, she's doing really, really well. Anyway, so today's Tuesday, and Sunday night marked 7 nights where Hallie had had a complete bone dry nappy at night time. So I dropped her into nursery Monday morning, and I asked them to do her nap time with no nappy. This sounds really bad to say, but I just feel like that it's their problem. If she wakes up and that bed is wet, they need to deal with it. If she wakes up and her knickers are wet, it's them that need to deal with it. But she woke up dry, so that was amazing. So last night I bit the bullet and I said, okay, no nappy for bedtime. She went to bed at 6:30. I went and checked on her when I went to bed at about 9:30, and she was dry. And I mean fully checked, like I put my hands around the bed, put my hands around her legs, made sure she was dry, and she was dry. I then did the night feed, finished that at about 1:30, and I went and checked again, and she was still fully dry. So I was like, this is amazing. And she got up this morning, and you could hear her on the camera saying, I need a wee, I need a wee. So I went downstairs, went and got her. Sorry, we're on the top floor, and then there's the girls, then there's us, then there's the living space. So went and got her. She had a wee straight away, and she was so proud of herself. I think more so for using like the big girl toilet rather than a potty. And she came running straight downstairs to Marnie, and she was like, Marnie, I've done a big girl wee. And she was so excited. And I know people said it, but I didn't believe it. But I cannot tell you the relief potty training has been. The fact that we now only have one of them in nappies has been honestly incredible. Obviously, we still have some, and we'll use them if she's poorly, if she's tired, if we're going on a long car journey. Like this coming weekend, we've got quite a long car journey, so we probably will just put her in a nappy, just because we haven't done the journey before, so we don't know where we can stop, if we can stop. So I think it's just easier for all involved if she's in one. But the fact that now we mainly go out with just a spare pair of leggings and a spare pair of pants, rather than the nappies, the bags, the wipes, the creams, has made it so much easier. And she loves it. Like every morning she opens her drawer, she picks out what pants she's going to wear for the day. And she's been really for it. And I will say, Josh and I have done no training as such. She chose herself that she wanted to potty train. She asked to stop wearing a nappy, and she's been great. The last couple of days, she is just sort of going from the potty to the toilet. At nursery, she chooses the toilet, and they do encourage the toilet more at nursery. Whereas at home, it's a little bit tricky for us because we've only got one bathroom, which is on the middle floor. So when we're upstairs playing or doing bath and bed or getting ready in the morning, she will go up to the toilet. Whereas when she's downstairs or in the garden, we find that if we can get there, we'll go to the toilet, but more often than not, she'll use the potty. And we're fine with that. We're like, it'll come in time. She can't climb up and down the stairs on her own yet. And with a newborn as well, it's just tricky to juggle maybe making sure Marnie's okay and watching her up the stairs. But she's been great. She's been so good with it. She isn't prompted. She isn't asked. She just goes when she needs to go, and then she tells one of us and she says, empty my potty now, or I've done a wee-wee. So that's been amazing. The only time we ever really offer is if we're going out. We'll say, look, do you want to go to the toilet before we go? And when we get somewhere, so we walk quite a lot at the Arboretum, and when we get to the entrance, the toilet's right there. So we'll always say, do you want to go to the toilet? But she's been great. I was at the Arboretum the other day, and just as we were walking back towards the car park, she said, I need a wee. And sometimes she says it just to go and have a look round. I don't know if anyone else remembers that growing up, but my mum and dad used to always say about my brother that he would need a wee wherever we went. But he didn't need a wee. He just wanted to have a look around. Sometimes she does that. She's very much like Danny in that sense. But she did actually need it. So I was like, oh, that's really good. Like, she's told us she's needed a wee. She's held on for like that last stretch of path to get to the toilet. So she's been amazing. And that has been a huge weight ticked off. because it was then otherwise trying to juggle when we were going to do it. But she did it for us, so I really can't complain. And the other parenting update we have, which is very controversial, and I've put it on my Instagram story a couple of times, and the amount of messages I get where people say me too makes me wonder why it's controversial, to be honest with you. But Marnie is 10 weeks old. So correction, she's not actually a newborn anymore. And we've decided to put her in her own bedroom at night. We did it from 9 weeks with Hallie, and we all slept so much better from it. Both the girls are incredibly chatty in their sleep. So even when they were asleep, Josh and I were awake because it's all we could hear. When I do Marnie's night feed, I always go down to her nursery anyway, so I can have the lamp on. I've got the bottle machine in there. I've got the rocking chair in there. So to me, it made more sense for her just to be in there as well. And then I could just walk down the flight of stairs and go and feed her. I think particularly where I was quite poorly and I lost quite a lot of blood, I was having quite a lot of lightheaded spells. And I said to Josh, I just really struggled with getting up in the night, standing at the top of the stairs and almost having to like get my bearings before going down because I was so nervous to walk down the stairs with her. And I just want to preface and say, when I came out of hospital, Josh did the night feeds and he does them at the weekend, but he also gets up at 5 o'clock for work. So I can't expect him to do that and then get up at 5 o'clock for work. Plus, she only wakes up once in the night, so it just makes sense as I'm on maternity leave and as I'm home with her in the day, I just get up with her. And she's good as gold with it. So like last night, for example, she got up at 5 to 1, fed her, winded her, changed her. By 20 past 1, she was back in her cot in her bedroom. I just watched the monitor for 10 minutes and she was asleep by 1:30. So it's 35 minutes. It's not disastrous. And honestly, again, she's taken to her bedroom exactly like Hallie did, like an absolute duck to water. I think they just love their own space. Josh and I are heavily routined people, like down to how we get up in the morning, down to what we have for breakfast. Excuse me, Missy Moosies. Down to how we go to bed, packing our bags for work. We are just such routine people that naturally, A, we would implement routine on our children. Hello, smiley girl. And B, they would also be massively routine people as well. So they just know the whole bath, low lighting, dark bedroom, reading books, or playing like quiet games like puzzles. That's what they do. That's what Hallie does before bed. And now we've just... Now she's in her own room. Hi. We're just starting that with her now as well. So last night she had a bath, then she had her bottle. We went up to her room and she had the star projector light on. And I'll just pop the clip in of me putting her to bed, and the light that we've got is lovely and it's only from Amazon. But yeah, and she slept so well. She went to bed at 7:45 and slept till 1, and then went from 1:30 till 6. So I don't think you can ask for anything more. Josh and I slept so much better as well because she wasn't there snuffling and fussing and, you know, the noises that they make when they're newborns. But also, compared to Hallie, I would say Marnie is a really light sleeper. So Hallie will sleep through anything. I can go, like I said, I went in her room twice last night and I'm rummaging around the bed. I'm rummaging around her legs. I could put the light on. I could take photos with a flash on. I can put clothes in the wardrobe. She does not wake up. Or if at most she'll like look at you and then go back to sleep. Whereas I was finding that I would get up and go and have a wee with in our bedroom and Marnie would wake up. She is such a light sleeper. She's more like Josh, whereas Hallie's more like me. So the decision to, hello, smiley girl. The decision to put her in her own room just means that she will have a better quality sleep as well. I know it's quite a controversial topic. I know the advice on safe sleeping, the advice on putting them in their room at a certain age. But I am a big advocate for doing what's right for you and your family. And if this wasn't right for Marnie, or if this wasn't right for Josh or I, we wouldn't be doing it. We've tried it and we've still got the cot up in the bedroom. So we've said, like, if it doesn't work, we just bring her back. It's not the end of the world. But she has all her naps up there and she now is sleeping there overnight. And for us, it is working. I'm not telling you to do it, not at all. I would never tell another parent how to parent their child. But for us, it works. And I just want to address it because, like I said, it can be quite a taboo subject and people could be quite negative around it. But providing you know the facts and you know all the information on safe sleeping, I know our health visitor said that, for example, when we had Hallie, co-sleeping wasn't advised or recommended. I don't know what the word is, advised or recommended or anything like that. We've never co-slept, so it meant nothing to us. Whereas now with Marnie, they've done like they've got a website and they've got this whole article and advice and tips for safe co-sleeping. And if you as a parent want to co-sleep, they've got tips on, you know, make sure your arm is always out, so like you can't roll over, make sure there's no quill, all these sorts of things. So I just think, providing you are doing what is best for your child in a safe, secure environment, as long as everyone's getting sleep, why does it matter? But anyway, that is 12 minutes of your life you will never get back. So I'm going to finish this video here. I'm going to try and record another video and hopefully it won't be so mismatched. But I will see you all very, very soon for another update. And I'm hoping this is my return to YouTube. So thank you very much. And as always, if you could like or comment, subscribe, share, save, all of that jazz, it would really mean that me waffling for the last 12 minutes has been worth it. So thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next video.